Hola, welcome to the today new session. Now share my screen. My presentation. Please tell me that you can see my presentation.
Excuse me, ma'am, we cannot hear properly.
Welcome for the new session. Actually, there is a internet connection in low internet connection in my area. So, and I cannot share the screen. I informed to FX campus. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Savindi,
Yes.
Yeah,
Taranga.
we can hear you now.
Okay. Today I am going to talk about the naturalism in education. I will share my presentation later because I informed to FX campus to give me the host because I can't share the screen. Naturalism. Naturalism in education. Previous day I discussed education in various contexts. Under that topic, I discussed the education and modernization, modernization versus westernization. What are the role of education in modernization? In industrialization is not a modernization, and what is the development of modernization? Education and political philosophy, and philosophy and education, philosophy and educational aims, and the philosophy and the curriculum, textbooks, teaching methods, and teacher. So those subtopics I explained previous day. So today I am going to talk about naturalism in education. Do you know what is naturalism? Do you know about the term of naturalism? What do you think about that term? Are you there? Okay, naturalism uh, means belief in nature. It advocates return to nature. When we take the naturalism term, there is a certain short form advocates the nature. So, naturalism in education mean uh, education should be given with the natural experiences. That is the short explanation for that. According to W.V. Hawking, according to W.E. Hawking, uh, naturalism is a type of metaphysics which takes nature as the whole of reality. Hawking stated naturalism is a type of metaphysics which takes nature as the whole of reality. The philosophy of naturalism excluded whatever is supernatural or otherworldly. Even life is a part of the scheme of nature. This philosophy believes that everything comes from nature and returns to nature. Remember that uh, statement, that is, everything comes from nature and returns to nature. Okay, now we move to the naturalism in education. Naturalism appeared as a revolt against formalism and stereotype system of education. In the words of Adams, naturalism is a term loosely applied to systems of training that are not dependent on schools and books, but on the manipulation of the actual life of the educand. Rose. According to Rose, education is merely the fostering of natural development, and true education take place when the nature, power, and inclinations of the child are allowed to develop freely with the minimum of guidance. So, education must conform to the natural process of growth and mental development. For example, in Sri Lankan settings, when we take the primary education, the curriculum system, teaching method, uh, way of teaching, so most of them based on the naturalism education, because primary education, the child is very important, and the primary education is the foundation of the journey of education. So naturalism is stated that give the learning experience through the environment. That is essential and that is important, because then children will able to children able to memorize the educational experience very well, and they engage happily to the teaching learning process. Then there are a lot of philosophers who help to build up this naturalism in education. Aristotle, Comte, Bacon, Thomas Hobbes, Rousseau, Herbert Spencer, likewise, who they build this naturalism in education. Aristotle, Comte, there are a lot of philosophers, but I told some of them. Aristotle, Comte, Thomas Hobbes, Rousseau, etc. So, what are the principles? What are the principles of what are the principles underlying naturalistic education? First one is the natural setting. Second one is the child-centered learning. Third one is the maximum freedom to the child. Happiness and the healthy mood is the fourth one. Now I briefly discuss those principles. First one is the natural setting. The essence of naturalistic philosophy of education lies in providing natural environment to the child. It is in these settings that proper development of the child can take place. So, natural environment is important, and we allow our children to learn from environment. Second one is child-centered. Naturalism gives central position to the child. Accordingly, the teacher should understand child psychology and guide the educand according to his needs and attitudes. For example, there is a subject, environment-related activities in primary education in Sri Lanka. So, there are a lot of activities and the teacher facilitate them, and most of activities are child-centered. Children should be treated as children and not as adults. Third one is give the maximum freedom to the child. Freedom is the watchword of naturalistic education. It is through freedom that the child growth takes a natural direction. Children should have a free choice of activities to gain first-hand experience. Fourth principles of naturalistic education, that is happiness and healthy mood. Happiness and healthy mood go hand in hand. Happy childhood is an essential factor in healthy growth. Naturalism believes that education should generate happiness and healthy mood for the growing child. So there are some of aims of education in naturalism: self-expression, fullest development, survival of the individual, economic efficiency, sublimation of instincts, maintenance of social and political relations, adjustment with surrounding, autonomous development of individuality, enjoyment of leisure. So, what is self-expression? What is self-expression? That means self-expression, not self-realization, is an important aim of naturalistic education. Second one is self-preservation. Self-preservation. Education should help the child in self-preservation. It includes self-help along with healthy environment. Third one is fullest development. Fullest development. That means naturalism believes that the chief aim of education is the fullest development of the child. Fourth one, survival of the individual. Survival of the individual. Naturalism believes that the fittest alone should survive. Education must equip the child to struggle to exist. Fifth one, economic efficiency. Economic efficiency. That means naturalism believes that education should be geared to the fulfillment of economic needs of child. Sixth one is the sublimation of instincts. Education should aim at the redirection and sublimation of child instincts. Uh, 6.1 Sublimation of instincts. Education should aim as the redirectional sublimation of child instinct. Fifth one is the economic efficiency. Economic efficiency means the naturalism believes that education should be geared to the fulfillment of economic needs of the child. Seventh one is maintenance of social and political relations. Naturalistic educators believe through education the rate of development should increase so that social and political justice maintain. Next one is adjustment with surrounding. Education should enable an individual to live in harmony with his surroundings. This alone ensure his health and happiness. Next one, autonomous development of individuality. Education regards the autonomous development of individuality as an important goal of education. Rousseau and T.P. Nunn are the main exponents of this view. Next one is enjoyment of leisure. It occupies an important place in the scheme of education. As such, happiness of leisure should be the lasting experience. Still, I can't share my screen. So, I will send this PowerPoint. Then you, all of you can.
Yeah, if you can send it like now, if that affects and share with us, at least we can refer into this. Otherwise, it's like we are just listening like without getting like.
Okay. I will call again because I can't share my screen. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I inform FX campus. We will wait his response. We will continue our lecture. So, can you tell me what is naturalism? Can you tell me what is naturalism in education? Anyone? Please answer my question.
Yeah, ma'am. Naturalism means learning through the nature.
Yes, that is the simple explanation for that naturalism in education. Naturalism is a philosophical perspective or worldview that holds that the natural world, including all of its phenomena and process, is the primary and ultimate reality. It's a philosophical position that rejects the existence of supernatural or spiritual entities and emphasizes the importance of empirical evidence and scientific method in understanding the world. So, the okay, we will wait 10 minutes, then I will share the screen. In the context of metaphysics, naturalism, uh, that everything exists, including human beings and their thoughts and action, can be explained in terms of natural causes and laws. It suggests that the universe operates according to regular patterns and principles which can be studied and understood through observation, experimentation, and logical reasoning. Naturalism often goes hand in hand with materialism, which hold that the matter is the fundamental substance of reality and the naturalism often goes hand in hand with materialism, which hold that matter is the fundamental substance of reality and that all phenomena. We discussed the principles of naturalistic education. Again, we go to that slide. First one is the natural setting. Second one is child-centered. Third, maximum freedom to the child. Fourth, happiness and healthy mood. Likewise. Then I discuss what are the aims of education in naturalism. Wait. Okay. Aims of education in naturalism: self-expression, self-preservation, fullest development, survival of the individual, economic efficiency, sublimation of instincts, maintenance of social and political relations, adjustment with surrounding, autonomous development of individuality, and the enjoyment of leisure. Uh, Now I'm going to talk about the Rousseau on education. Rousseau, who helped to build this theory, naturalism in education. Rousseau says that education aims at the inner faculties, capacities, and powers of the child. Aims of education is not preparation for life, but participation in it. Each stage through which a child passes has a specific aim of education. After that, I talk about the naturalism and the curriculum. Naturalism and the curriculum. Wait. In Sri Lanka, primary education is very important because primary education is the foundation of the education journey. When we take the curriculum of Sri Lankan primary education, it's well organized and they focused on naturalism in education when they creating the teaching guides and syllabus. So naturalism and curriculum. Naturalism in education refers to an approach that emphasizes the importance of natural environment and real life experience in shaping the curriculum and learning experience of students. So remember these terms, natural environment and real life experience. So those two things are very important in naturalism. It views the natural world as a rich source of knowledge and learning opportunities. In the context of curriculum development, naturalism influenced the selection and organization of subject matter, teaching method, learning activities, group activities, uh, pair works. Here are some ways in which naturalism can inform curriculum design. First one is contextualized learning. Naturalistic education emphasizes the integration of real-world experience and the natural environment into the curriculum. It encourages teachers to connect subject matter to the immediate surroundings of students, incorporating outdoor activities such as field trips likewise, and hands-on experiences. Second one is experiential learning. Naturalism promotes learning through direct experiences and the interactions with the natural world. They promote the direct learning and get the experiences from the natural environment. They Children should learn through the natural environment. That's the main thing of this naturalism in education. Curriculum design may include opportunities for students to explore and observe nature, engage in experiments, conduct field studies, and participate in outdoor projects. This approach allows students to develop a deeper understanding of concepts by experiencing them firsthand. Uh, integrated subject. Integrated subject. Naturalistic education recognize the interconnected of the knowledge and okay, wait a minute. Okay. Can you see my screen now and the presentation?
Yes, Miss, can say now.
Okay, wait. we discussed the naturalism and the curriculum. Naturalism, child-centered according to the present and future needs of the child. So curriculum basically organized and they are created according to the child-centered approach, and the curriculum divided under two stages: earlier stage, later stage. Likewise, earlier stage mean the to gain knowledge, and all the wants and needs of child are to be fulfilled. Second stage, that means the later stage, that means subject are included in the curriculum through activities and occupations like physical sciences, language, mathematics, manual work, trade, moral education, etc. So, at the very beginning of the lecture, I discuss what is the naturalism and the meaning of the naturalism. According to W.B. Hawking, he stated naturalism is a type of metaphysics which takes nature as the whole reality. These are the persons who help to build the naturalism in education: Aristotle, Comte, Thomas Hobbes, Rousseau, Herbert Spencer, Huxley, likewise. And we discussed the principles underlying naturalistic education: natural setting, child-centered. You can read it. Maximum freedom to the child, happiness and healthy mood. Then we discussed the aims of expression, self-preservation, fullest development, survival of the individual. Economic efficiency, sublimation of instincts, maintenance of social and political relations, and the adjustment with surrounding, autonomous development of individuality, enjoyment of leisure. Then I discussed Rousseau's expressions according to naturalism in education. Then we are discussing at this moment naturalism and the curriculum. And there are curriculum divided under two stages, that is earlier stage and the later stage. Earlier stage means the sensory training. Later stage mean the subjects are included in the curriculum through activities and occupations like physical sciences, language, mathematics, manual work, trade and moral education, etc. Uh, these are the three stages. First stage is to gain knowledge and all the wants and needs of child are to be fulfilled. Second stage, to provide the child with the strength that the child lacks of the ability of being free. Third stage is to enable the child to acquire useful knowledge which would satisfy the child's want. Okay, we discuss further naturalism and the curriculum. When we want to promote the naturalism in education settings, it's essential to include the naturalistic idea to the curriculum. That's essential. I discussed the some of naturalist curriculum design. First one is the contextualized learning. Naturalistic education emphasizes the integration of real-world experiences and the natural environment into the curriculum. It encourages teachers to connect subject matter to the immediate surroundings of students, incorporating outdoor activities, field trips, and hands-on experiences. Second one is the experiential learning. Naturalism promotes learning through direct experiences and the interaction with the natural world. Curriculum design may include opportunities for students to explore and observe nature, engage in experiments, conduct field studies, and participate in outdoor projects. This approach allows students to develop a deeper understanding of concepts by experiencing them firsthand. Third one is the integrated subjects. Integrated subject. Naturalistic education recognize the interconnection of knowledge and encourage the integration of various subject areas within the curriculum. This integration can be achieved by exploring the natural world from different perspectives, such as combining science, art, language, mathematics in the study of ecosystem, environmental issues, or biodiversity. The inquiry-based approach is also very essential and very important with the naturalism naturalism in education. Environmental education is also considered as the very important. Naturalism places a strong emphasis on environmental awareness. And the curriculum may include Okay, we discussed the environmental education. Naturalism places a strong emphasis on the environmental learning, environmental awareness. The curriculum includes a lot of components that promote ecological literacy, environmental ethics, citizenship education likewise. The student may learn about environmental issues, conservation, and the importance of sustainable practices. Reflective and mindful practices. Naturalistic education emphasizes reflection and the mindfulness in the learning process. Curriculum design may incorporate opportunities for students to engage in quiet observation, reflection in natural settings. This promotes self-awareness, appreciation of natural world, and sense of connection to the environment. It's worth nothing that the implementation of naturalistic principles in the curriculum may vary depending on educational context, age level, and specific learning goals. Educators and curriculum developers have the flexibility to adapt these principles to their specific circumstance while staying true the philosophy of naturalism. So, discipline and naturalism. So there are 3 points supporting positive and progressive discipline, discipline by natural consequence, and the maximum freedom to the child. So I give you 15 minutes to find out the details and collect details regarding this discipline and naturalism, and you have to present one by one uh, what is supporting positive and progressive discipline and discipline by natural consequence, and the what do you mean by the what do you think about the maximum freedom to the child is good or bad likewise. So now I give you 15 minutes for this individual work, and again we will meet sharp 9 p.m. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am, do you want us to give that point form?
Yes,
Or
yes.
do you want me to explain that?
Yeah, you can give some points or you can explain those ideas. There are 3 points, disciplines and the naturalism in education. Okay, you have to find out individually for 3 points.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
there are only 1, 2, 3. Savindi, Taranga and Tarani. So you can find out the discipline and the discipline and naturalism. Okay, take your time now. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I Savindi Chandula, can you present your ideas according to the discipline and the naturalism?
Yeah, madam. First thing is supporting positive and progressive discipline. As a positive discipline, we can praising good behavior by a positive reinforcement or encourage them by a smile or hug and modeling positive behaviors. Then they also imitate them and try to do that likewise. And discipline by natural consequences. I think natural consequences are those that occur naturally as a result of an action. If I give an example for that, if you don't eat, you will be hungry later. If you not ready yourself, you may be fail likewise. If I talk about maximum freedom to the child, it means child is to allow them to learn and grow in a natural environment without any adults lugging බලපෑමක් නැතුව and we can allow them to explore their surroundings and to make their own mistakes likewise. That is my idea.
Okay, very good, Savindi. Now, Taranga Liyanage, present your ideas.
Yeah. And supportive and progressive discipline. I think supporting and progressive discipline is an approach to managing behavior and addressing performance issues in constructive and supportive manner to the child, rather than focusing on slowly punishment. It helps. It aims to help in child to understand their mistakes and learn from them with the positive change. So some strategies that we can use is setting up clear expectations and communicate them clearly to them, and effective communication. And when it's come to discipline by natural consequences, is approach to allows individual, like the individual child, to experience the natural outcomes of the consequences of their actions. So to identify the actions, again, like we can set the strategies that we can use is clearly defined boundaries, like establish clear boundaries and expectations regarding their behavior, actions, and consequences, and allow natural consequences. When students make choices or engage in behaviors that have natural logical, like any consequence, allows them to experience those outcomes. They will experience and they will learn through that. But we have to ensure the safety, while the natural consequence it gives more chances to the learning experience, but we need to prioritize that the adult or the teacher in that environment, the prioritize the safety is more important. And maximum freedom to the child. Maximum freedom to the child, to like approach that emphasize allowing child to explore, make choices, and learn more from their experiences. It recognizes their autonomy and promotes their individuality and personal growth. Like in here, some strategies that we can use, like we need to respect their own autonomy, like respect that child's individual autonomy, that they will, their decision making, express their preferences. It can be like differ to child. So we have to respect their autonomy. And again, here we can provide safe environment to them to explore and engage independent activities, And mainly we need to give responsibilities based on their age, like age appropriate responsibilities. So those are the strategies we can use in maximum freedom to the child. That's it from me.
Okay, very good. Now, Tarani.
Yeah, ma'am. And if I take the first one, supportive, positive, and progressive discipline, here we can reinforce positive behaviors and help students to make good choices. That means their choices should be good rather than saying no, and let them to find in a good way. And it helps students to self-control by helping themselves get back on task while doing the other works. When they are in the classroom, they can choose good thing, the correct thing to get back to the correct decision and doing their studies well. And here we can give
Tarani, are you there? Tarani. Okay. Okay, now, very good presentations. Now I am going to discuss then discipline and naturalism. I gave you to find out details and present your ideas regarding 3 points. The first one is the support in positive and progressive discipline mean in naturalism mean supporting positive and progressive discipline. In the context of naturalism in education, supporting positive and progressive disciplines involves promoting an approach to discipline that aligns with the principles and beliefs of naturalism. Naturalism in education emphasize the development of the whole child and recognize the importance of individual growth, self-discovery, and motivation. Here's some how supporting positive and progressive discipline can be understood within the frame of naturalism in education. First one is positive discipline. Positive discipline focuses on promoting constructive behavior and guiding students toward self-discipline rather than relying on punctuative measures. It involves creating a positive and supportive learning environment that fosters respect, empathy, and collaboration. Teachers and the educators employ strategies such as encouragement, reinforcement, positive behaviors, and clear expectation to guide students' behavior. Second one is the individual growth. Naturalism in education recognize the uniqueness of each student and emphasize their individual growth, especially mental and the physical development. Supporting positive discipline in this context involve understanding and addressing the underlying reasons for challenging behaviors. Teachers try to identify the individual needs, interests, strength of their students and tailor their disciplinary approaches accordingly. This can involve fostering a sense of autonomy, offering choices, and providing opportunities for self-reflection and problem solving. Progressive discipline. Progressive discipline mean the progressive discipline acknowledge that learning and growth are ongoing process and mistakes are opportunities for learning rather than occasions for punishment. Instead of uh, focusing on measures, progressive discipline, encourage educators to adopt restorative approach. Likewise, natural consequence. Natural consequence mean in line with naturalism, supporting positive and progressive discipline may also involve allowing, allowing students to experience natural consequence. Natural consequence occur as a result of students' actions and provide valuable learning experience. By allowing students to experience the outcomes of their choices, teachers help them develop a sense of responsibility and learn from their mistakes in a safe and supportive environment. Overall, supportive, positive, and progressive discipline within the framework of naturalism in education encourage educators to prioritize the growth, well-being, and intrinsic motivation of students. It involves creating a nurturing and empowering learning environment where students can develop self-discipline, learn from their experiences, and become responsible and empathetic individual. Then discipline by natural. What is discipline by natural consequence? Natural discipline by natural consequence is an approach to discipline that allows individuals to experience the natural outcomes of their actions of choices. Um, it's based on belief that individual can learn from this consequence of their behavior and make better choices in the future. In the context of education, discipline by natural consequence aims to teach students responsibility, accountability, and critical thinking skills. Here are some, now I'm going to uh, tell you the key aspects of discipline by natural consequences. Cause and effect. Learning through experience. Responsibility and accountability. Safety and guidance. Reflection and problem likewise. So, cause and effect mean discipline by natural consequences operates on the principle that every action has a corresponding consequence. When students engage in certain behaviors, they experience the natural outcomes of those actions, whether positive or negative. For example, if a student consistently fails to complete assignments, the natural consequence may be a lower grade or missed learning opportunities. Second one, learning through experience. By allowing uh, students to experience the natural consequence of their behavior, discipline by natural consequences provide an opportunity for learning. It encourages students to take ownership of their action, reflect on the outcomes, and make adjustment accordingly. The students develop critical thinking skills as they analyze the cause and effect relationships between their choices and the resulting consequences. Responsibility and accountability mean discipline by natural consequences promotes the development of responsibility and accountability in students. Instead, instead of reliance on external authority figures to enforce discipline, students are encouraged to recognize the consequence of their actions and take responsibility for their behavior. This approach empowers students to become an active participant in their own learning and personal development. Safety and guidance. While discipline by natural consequence allows individuals to experience the outcomes of their choices, it's important to ensure that the consequences are appropriate and safe. Educators play a crucial role in guiding students through this process, providing supporting and helping them understand the connection between their action and the resulting consequences. The focus should be on creating a supporting and nurturing environment where students can learn from their experiences. Reflection and problem solving. Discipline by natural consequence encourage students to engage in reflection uh, and problem solving. When faced with negative consequences, students are encouraged to analyze the reasons behind their behavior and explore alternative choices for future situations. This process fosters critical thinking, self-reflection, and the development of problem-solving skills. It's important to note that discipline by natural consequence is most effective when implemented in conjunction with guidance, support, and clear expectations from educators. The role of educators is to create a safe and supportive learning environment, provide appropriate feedback, and help students understand the connection between their behavior and the resulting consequences. Maximum freedom to the child. Maximum freedom to the child refers to an educational philosophy that emphasize granting children a high degree of autonomy and independence in their learning and decision-making process. It involves creating an environment that allows children to explore their interest, make choices, take responsibility for their own education. um, some key aspects of maximum freedom to the child in education: the self-directed learning, autonomy and decision making, individualized instruction, fostering curiosity and creativity, development responsibility and self-regulation, etc. So, what is self-directed learning? Maximum freedom to the child. Encourage self-directed learning, where children have the freedom to choose what and how they learn. They are given the opportunity to pursue topic of interest, engage in projects or activities that resonate with them, and take an active role in shaping their educational journey. This approach recognizes that children have unique learning style, preference, and fashions that can be fostered through self-direction. Autonomy and decision making mean granting maximum freedom to the child, involves allowing them to make decisions and take ownership of their learning process. Children encouraged to participate in setting goals, planning their learning activities, evaluating progresses. They are given to freedom to express their ideas, voice their opinion. For example, the activity that you have done earlier that affect their education. The third one is the individualized instruction. Maximum freedom to the child reorganize, recognize that each child has unique needs, strength, interest, weaknesses. Educators try to provide individualized instruction and support that caters to the specific requirement of each child. This may involve offering a variety of resources, materials, and learning opportunities to accommodate diverse learning style and preferences. Fourth one is the fostering curiosity and creativity. In an environment that promotes maximum freedom to the child, fostering curiosity and creativity is highly valued. Children are encouraged to ask questions, explore new ideas, and engage in creative problem solving. Educators provide opportunities for hands-on experience, critical thinking, and open-ended projects that stimulate curiosity and encourage children to think outside the box. Development of responsibility and self-regulation. Granting maximum freedom to the child also emphasizes the development of responsibility and self-regulation. Children are given the space to learn from their mistakes, take responsibility to uh, for their action, and develop the skills necessary to manage their own learning. This involves teaching them self-discipline, time management, and the ability to set and achieve goals. It's important to note that maximum freedom to the child does not imply a lack of structure or guidance. Educators still play a vital role in providing support, offering resources, and facilitating learning experiences. So, the concept of maximum freedom to the child aligned with the educational philosophers such as Montessori, democratic education, and some aspect of unschooling. It recognizes the child's inherent motivation, curiosity, and capacity of learning and seeks to create an environment that nurtures these qualities while fostering independence and responsibility. The next slide shows the methodology of teaching, learning by doing, observation, interaction with nature, play with, Montessori, kindergarten method, observation of nature encourages. So those are various methodologies of teaching. So you can use in the naturalism in education. Naturalism and the teacher. Extreme naturalist ignore teacher because teacher will interfere with the development of child. If the teacher is to be there, let him design situation which help in inculcation of right type of habits in children. As a director of activity, the teacher should not overdo his role or overact his role. So that is essential. Teacher shouldn't interfere the child because give the freedom to child to uh, learn by him or herself alongly. Merits of naturalism. First one is a clear formation of psychological and scientific conception of education, freedom for child from and the rigid interference and strict discipline, spontaneous self-activity of child. New psychological methods in education can be seen: self-expression, follow nature, auto-education, playway, self-discipline, non-interference, etc. The great strength of naturalism is its simplicity. It does not complicate the perception of existence by using abstract concepts. The conclusion of our lecture: thus, naturalism is naturocentric. According to this philosophy, only the material universe, so nature alone, is real. All things have originated from matter, and all are ultimated to be reduced that matter is the stuff with which the universe has been built up. So I think today I cover up all the parts of naturalism education. What is naturalism? What is naturalism in education? Who are the philosophers who uh, build this view, this philosophy, and the aims of educational aims of naturalism, and the naturalism and the curriculum, naturalism and the teacher, um, naturalism and the teaching methods we discuss. So I think all of you will be able to remember this topic, and the next session I discuss the idealism, the oldest philosophy, with you. So I will send it to the FX campus, and I can give my mobile number. Uh, you can send a message. My mobile number is 0772615 because I can send my presentations individually. Sometimes it takes time to share my presentation. So it's and the low network issue also interfere for my lecture. So you can send me message, then I can send you individually my presentations, because there are only I think three or five students in my lecture. Okay, so good night.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Good night.